We met in Mexico. It was spring break of 2005. I went with a group of my girlfriends and he went with a group of his guy friends.
I remember being in Mexico, and keep in mind I went down to Mexico with like 10 or 11 of our best friends.
And we're sitting on the side edge of the pool and Matt Nelson's mom comes up to us and says, "Oh, where are you girls from?"
And I remember one girl in particular, this brunette, and my jaw dropped. I absolutely remember it. And then creepily kind of kept tabs on them. 6
or 7 guys that are just at the bar, at the swim up bar, and they're very loud, very obnoxious, just look absolutely crazy.
Next guy over to my right or left, I think Domas was the closest guy. I said, "Domas, we gotta go. We gotta get up. I gotta meet these girls."
Wes definitely approached me first. He was very persistent. He seemed to always find a way to be exactly where I was.
And then I think Alexa actually came over for a quick drink and was completely disinterested. And I remember walking down the stairs with Domas going, "Yep, I think there it is, got it, there it is, I'm done for."
It took until about the 5th or 6th night that I actually said, "Yeah, you know what, I'm gonna go down there." I think I accidentally might have blew him off a couple times and never ended up going to meet up with him.
Now keep in mind, we were at an all-inclusive resort. Every single drink that we had was absolutely free. I kind of pulled her aside and I said, "Hey, so do you mind if I can maybe buy you a drink?" And yeah, I think that was probably the first time that I got her to smile and laugh. And
he took my phone number and we spent the rest of the night just talking and getting to know each other. And it was, I remember leaving and thinking, gosh, the whole plane ride, I think this guy's, I don't know, he did something to me and I like it and he's cute. I wanted to spend more time with him.
I remember sitting on the plane and for whatever reason, every single song that came onto my iPod, every single one, reminded me of her.
I actually came back from Mexico. I was sick from school the next day. I didn't go to school.
I cannot get her out of my head whatsoever. And I tried for the first probably 2 or 3 days after we got back.
And I remember getting a text message from my friend Molly who said that she had actually talked to Domas. And I'm like, oh, that's weird. I haven't heard from Wes. And I was totally bummed thinking, oh, he doesn't like me. This is never going to work out.
I had it in my head that, you know what, I've got no chance. If she's interested, she'll call me, but she'll just laugh at me and look at this doofus that's texting me from Mexico, like he's got a shot.
Well, then later that night I got a text message from him. And I remember feeling like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. I'm talking to this guy I met in Mexico.
She would be texting me first, or she'd always call me back or text me back or even call me, and oftentimes she'd call me at night before she went to bed, say, "Hey, I just wanted to chat and say what's going on." And
he would try so hard to like take me out on dates and to, you know, do fun things.
But little stuff like that, I mean, she actually came all the way just to have lunch with me for like 20 minutes and then drive right on back.
He really made that whole last year of high school so fun for me because we just did everything. I mean, he took me mini golfing, we went to movies, and I think we both really enjoyed spending time together.
Going into college, we didn't want to, you know, hamper any either experiences or bad decisions we're going to have going into this completely unknown that college was.
Because he went to St. Cloud State and I went to St. Thomas. We would find an excuse to meet up. So we would go grab coffee at Starbucks, we would go grab dinner.
She actually introduced me to Facebook. I had no idea what it was, and I was a MySpace guy.
And he would go back to St. Cloud and I'd go back to St. Thomas. I would think, I really like you, what am I doing?
I definitely remember learning how to Facebook stalk because I would always keep, is there a guy writing on her wall? And then I'm sure she was doing the same, right? To check on me, probably, right?
Every time we left, it left me just wanting to spend more time with him.
We can't be together when you study abroad. I mean, that's an experience you don't want to have something slow you down at. So when she came back from that, I remember that's when things really got serious.
When I got back, that it was like we were with each other 24/7 afterwards.
Not too far out of college that we actually moved in together.
It was weird. I've never lived with a boy before, and
so I think we just kind of made the decision that, look, if we're serious, which we were, and we actually want to be able to see each other, then we're probably gonna have to move in together. So
we first started a conversation about Colorado just randomly one day on a whim. He saw a job application.
My job was my everything, and for her to pack up and follow me there, that really does mean a lot.
It all happened within 2 weeks, so it was very scary, very exciting, but definitely had mixed feelings. I'm very close with my family, and
because she easily could have said no, I'm not doing it, but she decided to come on the journey with me.
My favorite memory in Colorado was definitely getting engaged.
One day I just looked in the mirror and went, you know what, Wes? You better nut up and do this, because she's the one. I knew she was the one. And
I came home from work. It was a Friday night, and I remember I was running late from work, and he kept texting me saying, where are you? Like, we're gonna go on a date night tonight. I planned something.
The engagement itself, I didn't know what I was gonna do. I always talked a big game when we were talking about, hey, one day we're gonna get engaged. I always said I'm gonna do something really good or whatever. And
so I get there, the door is unlocked, which I thought was kind of weird, but I opened the door and I didn't see him anywhere.
I didn't want her to come open the door and see it right away, so I wanted to kind of hide it. So I went into our bedroom and made like a walkway of candles from the edge of the hallway into the bedroom, and then...
Well, I didn't find anybody, so I called out for him, and I went into our bedroom that kind of curved, and as I took the curve, I saw a glow coming through on the walls, and I thought, oh my gosh, what is this? And
she came in, and it worked pretty good. She came in, she's like, hi honey, I'm home, and I'm like, hey, I'm thinking about this part. I'm over here. Who hangs out like way in the back of your townhome? Nobody does.
I turned the corner and I saw a whole row of candles leading all the way to him, and he was down on his knee with a little black box.
But as soon as she turned the corner, she had the exact response that I was looking for. And it was both hands to the face, jaw wide open, and like speechless.
I think my heart just sunk. You know, you wait your whole life for this moment, and all of a sudden it's here. You know, you just don't know what to think.
And told her how much I loved her, and that you know, I'd love for her to marry me. And she said, I do, right away.
He said all the things I wanted to hear and proposed, and it was just the best feeling.
I think after that fourth yes, before I could even say, you know, how happy I was or how good everything is, she instantly said, well, did you ask my dad?
I just remember shouting out afterwards, did you ask my dad? Because that was one very important thing I needed.
So yes, I asked your dad. That passed the test. I think she maybe would have taken it back if I hadn't asked her dad. She was very adamant about that.
And then he said, all right, let's go. I said, well, where are we going?
Well, I got a weekend planned for us, so ended up working out really well. They still had the flowers and champagne ready for me when we walked into the resort up in Breckenridge.
And he had packed all of my bags, all of my clothes, probably enough clothes for 2 weeks, and enough shoes. He even packed like makeup remover and everything. I
think we've got a lot of living yet to do. We both have pretty high goals. Alexa's still in school, so one day she'll be done with school and she'll start her career.
I'm very excited for babies.
Of course, I'd love to someday have some kids, and that's the biggest thing. But that's boring. I want to get a boat someday. I'd like to get a cabin. Got to take Alexa to an Ohio State game. She's never been. I haven't been to one since I was a little youngster with Big Kev. Those are important facts of life.
You know, the possibilities for us are endless. I don't know whether they're going to be in St. Cloud or whether they're going to be who knows where, but I know that we'll be together and it's going to be amazing.
Wait. This part of the video is not over yet. Lex, I know you don't expect this and you didn't expect this at all, and I know you're probably confused on what's happening right now, but I'd be an idiot if I didn't take an opportunity to stop and tell you how lucky I think I am. You are honestly the most beautiful, gorgeous girl I've ever met in my entire life. You've got the biggest heart out of anybody I've ever met in my entire life, and I can't tell you how lucky I am to be able to spend the rest of my life with you. Baby, I love you. I'm going to make you the happiest girl in the world. I'm going to try every single day to do that. So thank you, baby. Thank you, family. Thank you, everybody. And at this point, I'd ask everybody to please raise a glass, whatever you got. Future Wes, if this is 50 years down the road, raise your tea or whatever you're drinking. grab a friend next to you, say cheers, and say thank you to a long, happy life. I hope you all enjoyed it.